Hello and welcome to another mini tutorial from UPVC Space for Repairs. My name's Michael and today we're going to have a look at how we address exchanging or upgrading to this type of hinge and how we reverse the hinge so that you can use it on a left or a right hand door. This is the flag hinge, the Mila.co.uk version. There are instructions on the faceplate. However, we have had one or two people ring us up and ask us one or two questions regarding this hinge. So we thought we'd try our best to be able to help right at the beginning so that you get a better idea of how to approach this job. What we would normally suggest is, firstly, that you make sure that your door sash is actually central to the opening that you are removing the hinges from. So if you're taking the old hinges off, you need to be able to place the door sash in the correct position so that when you offer these in, you don't have to make any major adjustments. First thing that you need to do is, you can see there are two pins on the side of here. Now, usually when this hinge arrives, this is the top, this is the bottom. And when the hinge arrives, the first thing I would suggest is that you firstly remove this piece and go in from the top with a 4mm Allen key to send the screw further in, so that when you have fitted this part onto your door outer frame, you've left yourself enough latitude to be able to unscrew this screw to allow the hinge to drop, or alternatively, there should be enough thread left to be able to drive the screw further in, which would then lift the hinge up the door, just to be able to make sure that you've got all the correct pressures on each of the hinges, and you're not just relying on one hinge that you've adjusted to take all the weight. So you remove this part, you place it in the position so that you know that this plate will cover all the old holes, and then simply, I would normally use something like a marker pen and put two spots on here and offer it onto the door and off again to be able to give you the marks where these are. Then you take the drill, which is a 4mm drill, and drill the two holes where the spots are on the door, offer this into the door and secure it with the screws that you would use for securing this hinge. Now, this is fitted onto the door, and you can now offer onto it the correct way up the hinge. However, some people require the hinge to be the opposite side. So these are a reversible hinge. You simply put a pin into the base of the hinge and push the hinge pin out. Fully remove it, turn it around, pull it forward, never does what you want it to do, and then reverse it, and now offer it back into place, returning the pin back the same way in from the top all the way in. That is rotatable to allow you to move the flag element backwards and forwards. Now, you've secured the plate, you've put the pin in, you've got it the right way around, and now you open it, and this holds a rubber security item. What you do then is exactly the same as you did with the other plate at the back. Pop two spots of coloured ink on there, on the end, and pop them 1, 2 through the plate, give them a light tap, which will give an indentation onto the door opening frame, the sash of the door, and then you can remove them, fold it back, drill the 2 holes that will accept these, and you can see that the edge here is serrated, and that's designed so that once you drive this home, it stays in. This red rubber is simply designed to prevent you closing it, because once it's closed, it's locked. So now you've got these pins in place, holding it neatly in position. You can remove these, offer in now the screws to anchor it to the door, and any adjustment that you need to make, you just simply slacken them off slightly, and here you've got another 4mm Allen key, which when you rotate it one way or the other will give you 2.5 degrees in either direction, 2.5 millimeters in either direction, to be able to centralize it properly where you need it to be, to keep the sash square to the frame. Once you've done that and you're happy that everything's in place, you simply close that too, and it will click. Here there's a little piece that's protruding, and at the back of here there's a design to accept it. Once that's locked off, it's in place and it's finalized. Then simply offer the lids to the top and the bottom of the hinge to finish off. I won't put them on because they're hard to get back out again. And you will find, as with any Airfix kit or those that remember them, there's always a part left over that you wonder where it goes. This screw is the last item to fit once you've put the full assembly onto the door. You open the door and offer the screw into this hole. By tightening that up, it will then anchor against the pin, so it prevents it rotating as you open and close the door. If you fail to put this on, it's very likely that you're going to discover that the door starts moving away from the frame and you'll get drafts. So it's important that once you know that you've got everything in place and you've tightened it back so that the gaskets are not allowing air to pass, you finally put this screw in place. And I think that that's given you all the information you need to be able to complete this installation. Thanks for watching. Hope we see you again on UPVC Spares for Repairs.